What is up, YouTube? Illusions here, and today what you were watching is a different kind of video, a video that I don't think I've ever posted. This week my videos have been themed around showing you what I use in my class sets. It's been themed around showing you what I use in custom games and online and all that stuff. I've shown my Hardpoint class set, my CTF class set, and my Search and Destroy class set. And today I thought, well, why not kind of stick with the theme of showing you what I use and show you my options. The settings, sensitivity, audio settings, things like that, and kind of explain as to why I use some of the stuff that I use and why, not use what some of the stuff I use, but why some of my stuff is the way it is and why I think, why I have that way. So if we first go into my options, the top thing is look inversion, and personally I don't know many top players that have ever played on inverted. I think Aches might, but if you like look inversion better, go for it. It's obviously not my kind of thing. I think it really, I'm coordinated one way, and I feel like that really screws it up, and I feel like I'd never be able to use that. So obviously I'm never going to switch to it. So that is just kind of a whatever thing. If you guys use that, whatever. If you don't, whatever. It's probably better that you don't use it, in my opinion, because I feel like it's going to screw with your aim. But if you do use it and you're good with it, keep doing it. The next option you'll see is controller vibration. I have that off. This has been a preference of mine for a very long time. Since I started competitive gaming, I've always had my controller vibration off on FPSs. I do keep controller vibration on for like fun, like not fun games, but other games. Other games that aren't FPS oriented, but all FPS games, I keep controller vibration off. It helps my accuracy, and it's just my preference to not have my controller vibrate every time I shoot. My next option is stick layout. I have that on default. I do not know, if you look through here, I don't know many people that play on anything other than that. Actually, I know no one that plays on anything other than default. So if you have that different, then I don't know. I don't recommend it. Let me just say that. I don't recommend it. Now, I do own a SCUF, and this next option is button layout, and I play on tactical. And the way my SCUF paddles are set up is the left paddle is jump, and the right paddle is the left paddle is A, and the right paddle is B. Some people believe that if you play, you should play on default, and you can crouch with the B paddle. They believe that's easier to drop shot and do all that stuff with than it is to do it with by pressing in the right analog stick. I disagree. That's also a very fast way to break your SCUF if you're constantly mashing that. I prefer to knife with B, and I rarely knife as is. This game is not a very good game for knifing, so I rarely knife as is. So that paddle never really gets used. The only paddle I really use is the A paddle to jump, and I actually use that all of the time. I'm literally always jumping, but this is also kind of a preference thing. I do not recommend default. Mainly because you will break your paddle faster, because when you drop shot you kind of press it hard to go all the way prone from standing, so it is a faster way to break your paddles if you have a SCUF. If you play casually and you don't have a SCUF, I still recommend tactical. I recommend tactical for everything, every kind of player, no matter what kind of controller you have. I recommend tactical. Your game will improve, and this has always been how I've played and how I've learned the game and how most other players play. The next one is something that's a lot about preference. Competitive players, this is sensitivity. Competitive players play on lower sensitivities. Always have, and they always will. It's all about having accuracy at range and short range. There's a range of sensitivities that you should probably stay within if you are a competitive player. I used to play on 3, and in other Call of Duties I played on 2. In this Call of Duty, I started off on 3, and I switched to 4 when I became an AR player. I would say you want to stay within the range of 3 and 6. I think anything above 6 is a little bit too fast. Your accuracy, you will notice that your accuracy is a little sloppier than it should be. And if you are a high sensitivity player and you do lower it to something like 4, you will notice that your accuracy is much better at range and much better up close. I believe 4 and 5 are kind of interchangeable, but once you go from 4 to 3, you will notice a big difference in how slow it is on 3. And if same as if you're going up from 3 to 4, you'll notice a big difference. But I believe 4 and 5 are very similar. I snipe on 5 if I'm playing public match or something like that, and I'm just messing around. I will snipe on 5. Other than that, I'm always on 4 for everything. It's also good to play on 4 or 5, because that way when you go to land, you don't have much time to get warmed up. And if you're not warmed up and your accuracy is not good, you can easily pause the game and you can lower your sensitivity down. If you play on 5, you can lower it to 4, and suddenly your accuracy will be better, and you can slowly start to warm up a little bit faster. That's my opinion. I play on 4, so going down to 3 is not a huge option. Like I said, 3 to 6 is probably the range you want to play on, but I don't really recommend 3. I would stay around 4 or 5. But it always is good to be able to have a sensitivity to go down to if your accuracy is bad. Unfortunately, there really isn't anything to go down to that I would recommend. Next option, target assist. If you do not have target assist on, you should probably close out the video right now, because I can't really help you at this point if you didn't know that target assist was off. Hopefully all of you have target assist on. I'm not even gonna mess with it. The next one is gamertag indicator. I've always had it on full gamertag. No reason not to have it on full gamertag. If you prefer the others, use them. Doesn't really matter. This is all about preference there. The next one is colorblind assist. Now, you will notice that I have colorblind assist on. First off, let me start off by saying I'm not colorblind, but there is a reason as to why I use colorblind assist. Back in Modern Warfare 3, it was believed that colorblind assist made people's gamertags stand out. If you looked at them, their name was a little bit brighter red. It was like an orange. It wasn't red, it was orange. It was bright orange, and it stood out a little bit better. And also, this changes the color of your teammates on the minimap and their names. It changes it to a light blue, which is also, I just kind of prefer that color. But the main reasoning I used this was because it makes the enemy's name stand out brighter. It stands out a brighter orange than the darker red. So that is the main reason I turned that on, and I've had it on since. And I still do believe, I haven't played with it off, but I do believe that the names still stand out brighter with colorblind assist on than they do with it off. So that is my preference there, and that is something that I do recommend turning on personally. Next, we're going to go into my audio system, or my audio settings. These are kind of set up for home gaming. This does change when I go to tournaments and go to LAN. You'll see that I'm playing on the Treyarch mix, and on LAN I do not play on the Treyarch mix. On LAN, since there's a bunch of noise usually in the venues, there's a bunch of noise, a bunch of people talking and all that stuff, so you can't really sound tour. So what I will do is I will switch to Super Crunch, because it's much louder and you can hear things much better. But at home it kind of deafens you, in my opinion. I think it's too loud for playing at home casually, so I don't use that. But at home I do use Treyarch mix, but I do recommend Super Crunch if you are going to LAN, or if you use Super Crunch at home, keep it up. Do what you prefer. I do believe this is the better audio setting. I just believe it's too loud for me sitting at home, because there's no audio being pumped into my room as I'm playing, so I don't need that louder sound. I can hear everything with the Treyarch mix. Next is graphics settings, and this is kind of in the sensitivity, the audio, and the colorblind assist are some of the main things I wanted to talk about, but this is like the main thing I wanted to talk about. The first option here is safe area. You will notice immediately that I have my safe area as small as it will go. As small as it will go. This is your HUD, your heads-up display. That's what this is. Where you see the ends of this box, or where my mini-map is going to be, my scoreboard is going to be, my ammo thing, my thing that shows how much ammo is going to be, all of that stuff is going to be in this little small gray box. It's intended to be pushed all the way out as far to the edge, like your TV screen or to your monitor, to the edges of that. I'm sure you guys know how to work the safe area. But the reason I have it so low is so my mini-map is closer to the center of my screen. The reason I want my mini-map closer to the center of my screen is because when I'm on LAN or I'm in a gunfight or I'm playing, it doesn't matter where I'm playing, but if I'm in a gunfight or something, I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention to callouts. I am, but if I'm in a gunfight and someone doesn't make their callout, or I don't pay attention to the callout as well as I should, I will see out of my peripheral vision up in the left corner of this gray box my minimap, and I will be able to see that dot on the minimap much better because it is much closer to the center of my screen. I really recommend, if you are a competitive player, to have your safe area as low as you can get it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. You will see things on the minimap where your players or your teammates are, where they're positioned. You'll see the enemy's red dots much better, much clearer, much faster, and you'll be able to make smarter decisions as to what you need to do and where you need to be much faster. So this is something I really, really, really recommend having down. Next setting is brightness. This is also something that I really, really recommend. It says you're not supposed to have this black box, the top box here, visible, but I do. I have my brightness turned all the way up. And the reason is because I am a competitive player. I'm not playing this game for its graphics. I'm not playing this game so every color is perfect. The reason I have brightness all the way up is so I can see the enemies stand out a little bit better. You'll notice that some of the uniforms on players is black. Well, that will sometimes blend in with a black wall or a shaded wall or a shadow. They'll blend in. If you turn your brightness all the way up, they'll stand out a little bit more. There'll be more contrast between the color of their uniform and the color of the wall or the color of the shadow, and you can see players in general just better. It's much harder for people to blend in with things and hide if you have your brightness all the way up, so I really recommend having your brightness up. Those are the only two things I have changed in my graphics settings. Safe area all the way down, I highly, highly recommend. Brightness all the way up, I highly, highly recommend. Other than that, that is it under my options. There's nothing else. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really do hope that you learned something from a competitive player's standpoint as to why I use what I use, or why I have my settings the way I have my settings. Again, the main things to sum up from this: I have controller vibration off. I have a tactical button layout. I have a default stick layout. My sensitivity is 4. I have my colorblind assist on, which I really recommend. I have my audio settings on Treyarch Mix for at home, but on LAN or in loud environments, I really recommend Super Crunch because you can hear things much better. And my graphics settings, the two huge things to take away from this: turn your brightness all the way up, turn your safe area all the way down, and you will notice a difference in your gameplay and the amount of wins that you get, in my opinion. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. Follow me on Twitter at illusions_80. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Favorite the video if you enjoyed it. Comment if you want to see something in my next video or you have any kind of feedback to give me. I thank you for watching the video, and please have a nice day.